Yes. Welcome to the Leeds preview. The Premier League is back. I'm excited for the Premier League to be back because I say it's games that matter, do you know what I mean? But we are currently sitting 8 points behind Arsenal, and I don't like that. So I feel like we need to claim some points back a little bit. Let's get back on track. I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and that. It's been a hectic one. It's been pretty chill, like from my side of things. I've been chill at Christmas. Have you had a good Christmas, Bray?
My Christmas was sick. I had a sick Christmas. I had a great time. Still a bit tired and that. You know what I mean?
I've been feeling that.
It's been sick, man. It's been sick, and obviously we watched Arsenal win. We watched Newcastle win, which means City are currently sitting in third place behind Newcastle and Arsenal. I mean, how many people would have predicted that? I mean, at the beginning of the season, that after nearly halfway through the season, we would be behind Newcastle and Arsenal.
It's wild. I mean,
if someone said to you that at the beginning, you'd think, "Fuck, we're going to be sitting in about 8th or 9th position."
Yeah.
But we're sitting there in third. Need to get the dub tonight. Just a quick one before we start. There is absolutely nothing I've seen on Twitter regarding Kevin De Bruyne being injured. So,
yeah, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know who started this, but I see people losing their heads in the chat. I ain't seen anything about Kev being injured at all.
I've not seen it. So unless anyone's got the source for that, then we're going to go on the prediction that he is fit, because I've not seen anything to suggest that he is injured. But before we get into the main event, make sure you drop a like on the stream. With 20 likes away from 100. Subscribe to the channel as well if you want to help support the channel grow. Become an Xtra Club member like Adam Norman, yes, Rico Lewis, Marie Clark, Ibart, Carl, Charlie Platt, yes, IP Trust. Links in the description. Sometimes there's a join button below me. Help support the channel. Massive shout out to the GOAT at Manscaped if you want to get that smooth feel below the waist or on your face. You know what I mean? Both work. Then head over to manscaped.com and use code XTRA20, XTRA20 for 20% off and free shipping. Shout out to Adam Norman. Yes. Says, what's your prediction for the match? Adam, chill, bro. We've only just started.
Man's pressing skip ads, isn't it? He wants to go straight to the end, bro. He's like,
he's skip. Like, I'm not going through all the build-up, man. We need to go through the build-up. We need to go through the starting 11. We need to talk about how dangerous Leeds could be, and then we'll give you the prediction.
Yeah, relax.
You know what I mean? Chill. Right, let's get into it then. Obviously, there was some comments come out from Pep Guardiola last night. As I said in the morning stream, it was a bit of a weird situation with the press conference. Basically, it didn't happen. It happened after the Liverpool game. So you got like a bit of a weird, crappy press conference. But we'll go through the press conference comments because, of course, it is quite interesting. It wouldn't be a press conference without Erling Haaland comments. And, of course, it was Erling Haaland. And to be fair, you can kind of understand why this is, because
there's a bit more to it now, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Born in Leeds.
Exactly. Pep Guardiola said this. On his recent injury, I think he'll be ready for Leeds. By day, he's getting better. As much as he can train, he'll get his condition. The injury is completely different to last season. It was a knock in his feet when he was at Dortmund, when we played them in the UCL. The doctor says he's damage in his ligament in his feet is so painful, but it's not easy to recover. That's why he struggled. But muscular issues, everything else is perfect. He's much better. Now it's just a question of time. Of course, we need him. And yes, he was good against Liverpool. He had a good finish on Liverpool. So obviously, Erling Haaland I don't believe is 100% match fit. You know what I mean? He's had, he come to us with a bit of a injury, and then he got the foot injury against Dortmund, as he had a little bit of a muscle pain as well. I think he will start tonight. People are asking on Twitter, will he start? I do think he'll start. We've not got Alvarez right now. He did play well against Liverpool. I think he'll start, but I do think that if we manage to be in the fortunate position of being a couple of goals up against Leeds tonight, which is no given, I think he will probably get subbed off just to save it, especially because we've not got Alvarez. It's a bit of a risky strat, you know what I mean? Especially because you got Everton as well on New Year's Eve. You don't want to full send Haaland for the full 90 minutes if you don't need to, when you don't have Julian Alvarez. So it sounds good, but a little bit of caution as well.
Yeah, it only makes sense to do basically what we did against Liverpool, in the same situation, reverting back to the false nine, which a lot of people would think that was long gone and in the past. But we re-upped it against Liverpool. Not for too long, only for 20 minutes, but I imagine we'll do the exact same tonight. Like you say, if we're in a position where we can do that, and The thing is a weird one with Haaland, isn't it? Because he doesn't actually touch the ball that much.
Yeah.
You basically just got to say to the guy, innit? You don't have to do no moving and that. Just go up there and stay in the box. You've got like a 10-yard area where you just move, just move in that like radius, and you're good to go. So it is a weird one. Obviously, the sooner all these little injury problems go, it's the better for City. And it's crazy to think that we don't really know if we've seen Haaland in full fitness at all yet because of these little injuries. The man's ripping at the Premier League and he might not even be fit. How is that a thing? What happens when he's fit?
That's the big question. It's a madness, but yeah, it sounds promising on that. Before I continue with the Pep Guardiola though, Edison also had a little bit to say in an interview he did. He said, I hope he can continue being the magnificent player he is. He has an absurd mentality and I hope he can keep evolving like he is doing. And what I think and what most people think is that he is a striker, he's a goal scorer, and that's what worked for the team. He's always trying to find passes, looking to finish. He's a presence in the box. He came to our team to aggregate a lot. He showed that in Dortmund and he showed it now at Man City. He's also a calm guy. He's very calm with huge ambition. So obviously we know what the players think. I mean, just read that out because it was there, but the players obviously clearly love him, especially Kevin De Bruyne with the stats that he's getting this season.
Yeah, the thing is, having a goal scorer like that elevates not just like himself because he's smashing goals, but it elevates the team as well because we're winning games, and everyone like has that trust in him to score the goals. Obviously, you got them like Kevin De Bruyne behind him, and a lot of the midfielders and other players behind him who are going to be getting assists, so their numbers look better. Unless you're Jack Grealish, their numbers get better. I have no hate for Jack either, but he just doesn't get anything in it. Like, no stat man. And yeah, it's just It's a mad one because everyone's gassed. Everyone's gassed to have this guy in the team, and so am I. Do you know what I mean? As fans, we're all gassed, and I genuinely think well, we all know it's one of the biggest transfers that we've ever made at the football club, if not the biggest transfer at the football club. And I think it'll return on that. Like with Madrid apparently not going back in for Haaland and stuff. I can see him being, if no one goes in for him like a Madrid, bro, I can see him being at City for ages.
Yeah,
for years.
Well, this is the thing. When we signed him, and everyone was like, "Oh, there's a release clause in the contract," which I probably believe to be true. You know what I mean? I think he probably does have a release clause in the contract. That doesn't automatically mean that he's going to be sold. And you look at the buy him. There's only very few teams that could afford to buy him. I don't think he's going to go anywhere else in the Premier League. So you're looking at PSG. Would he go to Bayern Munich? Possibly, but I think a player like him, he wants to be winning Ballon d'Ors. Very difficult to win a Ballon d'Or in Germany.
Yeah.
I think, so you're looking at Real Madrid, maybe Barcelona, but they're skin. So you're only really looking at probably PSG and Real Madrid. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to go Italy. So Real Madrid have just signed this Endrick for 60 odd million quid. He's 60. They're clearly putting their faith in him. So you got to look at it and go, if he does leave, I mean, there's not really that many teams that could actually get him. So yeah, we'll have to see on that one. But obviously, decent that he's going to be playing tonight. Well, we expect him to play.
Yeah.
Pep Guardiola continued to say about Leeds. He said, Leeds want to win. We want to win. They will push his team. It will not be a friendly game. Hopefully Erling can't be contaminated with nice words from the opponent. I'm pretty sure Jesse would prefer to play with good players on the football pitch. And obviously that's a little bit of concern in terms of, because Haaland's so good, teams have to be physical with him. Teams have to be physical with him. If you look at one of the games that he did actually still score in the game, funny enough, but one of the games that he didn't really have that much of an effect on was probably do you remember the Villa game where we played Aston Villa and we drew 1-1? He did score, but I thought Tyrone Mings that day actually handled him really, really well. He was physical, he was pushing him around, and I think that's what you kind of got to do to Erling Haaland from an opposition point of view. Now, we just got to hope that whenever we play teams, it doesn't go over the line, you know what I mean, and Haaland doesn't end up suffering injury. But, that's the only real way of stopping him, because otherwise he still scored that day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, it's not about, I feel like, this sounds weird, isn't it? But with Erling Haaland, I feel like it's more just nullifying his effect rather than completely stopping him. Because I feel like it's a lot, well, as we've seen this season, most of the time it's a foregone conclusion, isn't it, that he does score. Do you know what I mean? So it's about just like trying to stop him as much as possible, trying to take him out of the game. You know, obviously it's a different test to see if Leeds can do that. We know what he does to defenders and that, so it's mad.
Yeah, no, for sure. Pep Guardiola continues to say this about Leeds. He said it's one of the toughest games. I'd have preferred another opponent than Leeds in the moment after the World Cup. It's the most aggressive team in the Premier League by statistics. Their guys don't give you time to think. You have to be precise. You have to be high level after our defeat against Brentford and how strong Arsenal and the other teams that come from behind. You have to be alert and be careful because if the distance is bigger, it'll be so difficult to catch him. Of course, talking about Arsenal's 8-point gap and basically saying we can't afford to lose any more points. And this is actually something that I mentioned yesterday on the stream. The way that Leeds play and the way that I would still expect them to play tonight is that they do press really hard. They are aggressive in their attacks and their presses. Now, that's okay for us if our passing is crisp, fast, and accurate. If it's not, you get punished, and you get punished big time. So we really, really need our midfield more than anything for the passes to be super accurate. That passing accuracy, I'll be on that tonight, looking at the passing stats and the passing accuracy. I think if the passing accuracy is high, I think we probably win the game because you can. Even though they press, if you pass in fast and you're passing crisp and getting the accurate passes, you can pass around the press.
If you can beat the press.
You're sloppy. Leeds could get in and cause you trouble. So that's going to be really, really crucial tonight.
The thing is, if they play, what worries me is if they play like Leeds, not Leeds, sorry, like Brighton. When Brighton came to the Etihad, I know we won that game 3-1, but was it 3-1? There was times in that game though where we looked like we was on the ropes. We were like, oh, we're in the bin here. And because they're good, right? They are a very good passing game, attacking game kind of thing. The thing is with Leeds, what we've seen in the past is they can be very open. And we see this a lot. They do the whole attacking mentality kind of football. Like, I get it, and I like it. I like how Jesse Marsh has brought that to the club, and he's running that style. But we've seen in the past, like when Leeds have played games, that they do seem a bit open at times. Now, whether or not that'll be the same case, we don't know.
That's probably because they press, bro. And
that's it. That's it. They're attacking. They're going for it. Yeah. They're trying to do like the Liverpool kind of the driller, innit? Do you know what I mean? They keep relentlessly pressing the other team in that and force them into mistakes. But if City can keep their cool and not run into their mistakes, and like you say, keep our passing on point, then we should be able to beat their press.
Yeah, that's going to be crucial tonight. Shout out T-Force Forever, yes, member for 5 months. Thanks a lot for supporting the channel. Anyone else wants to get on it, link in the description. Leeds play, they're a great team and their team is class. They have a great CDM in Adams. He's not available tonight, by the way. And a great attack, but sometimes a horrible back four. Yeah, Adams out. Went through the injuries yesterday for Leeds, and it is pretty wild, like the amount of injuries they've got. But Adams is out with a suspension. He got 2 yellows against Tottenham, so he's not actually going to be available. Tyler Adams, which is decent for us. Yeah. A lot on City signing new players, and Jesse March talking about Calvin Phillips. Before we get into that, guys, massive shout out to the guys at Manscaped for sponsoring today's stream. I want to see maximum spammage in the chat. I want to see aubergines. I see kiwis. I want to see cherries. Let's go.
85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.
Yes, go check out Manscaped. Use code X20 for 20% off and free international shipping. You know what I mean? Christmas money in that. Go check it out.
Yeah, that's the wave. That's the wave. Right, let's continue. Jesse March on Calvin Phillips' return to Leeds. He says, clearly he'll have a strong attachment to the fans and his family. He'd have 30 family members at the matches here, and you could multiply that by 2 probably for this match. You always felt he felt this is where he belonged. When he made the decision to leave for Man City, that was a big part of the difficulty, and coming back, he'll revisit those emotions, and I think it'll bring the best out of him. That's the kind of person he is. Obviously, not going to play because there's no way you can go from being overweight to be match fit in the space of a couple of days. You know what I mean, or whatever. But we mentioned we did the whole stream on Calvin Phillips. It's important that he gets back into match fitness because he's going to be a crucial part of our season going forward. He won't be a crucial part of tonight, but he'll be a crucial part of our season going forward. And I just hope that he can get himself fit and ready to come in because we're going to need him, man. Rodri can't play every game. No chance.
Yeah, it's annoying really that he's come back overweight because especially with the way that Calvin Phillips' season is going so far, you'd think that he'd be on it, you know what I mean? But I guess it's just what the mentality was like in the England camp. That's led him to this, do you know what I mean? Whereas you'd think he'd be watching it a little bit. But it is annoying, it's disappointing. But he needs to get himself back match fit fast as possible because, like you say, he's got a massive part to play. We already know that he's been dusted from the start of the season up until now due to the shoulder injury. Now this is like the little things like this. It's just stuff that you don't want to be able to stuff that you can the shoulder injury. Yeah, that happened, didn't it? You can't avoid that. Whereas this is something that was and is avoidable. So man needs to fix up in it. Man needs to get on that rapid keto diet, bro. Man needs to be. I need to get on the same diet too, innit? But he needs to start. Yeah, shedding them pounds, innit? Because bro, we can't just ham out Rodri forever. If Rodri gets injured, bro, in the bin, and I know we've said before that we're happy to play Gundogan there now after seeing him a few times, but I'd still prefer to have Calvin Phillips in.
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, Charlotte in the chat says he'll be on the bench, surely. You'd imagine he would be on the bench, you know what I mean? You'd like to, it depends on his condition. Depends on his condition, I suppose, but you'd like to think that he would be at least able to make the bench now. But we will see tonight. Pep Guardiola then on will Manchester City sign any players in January? He says, no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay. He says, I think we're going to finish this way. I don't know what's going to happen. But since I arrived from Abu Dhabi with Cheeky and everyone, there wasn't any name on the table. So he's not giving anything away in terms of leaking, giving us any excitement there. But he says he doesn't think so. So it's not a cast iron guarantee that we're not going to sign anyone. I personally don't think we'll sign anyone.
I don't. We've said from the off, innit? We've said from the off that we don't think we'll sign anyone in January. I know if Anthony Gaming was here, he'd be fuming. He loves the January signings. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not something to get gassed about. And I get it. Zohib there says, of course, Pepper say no. He always says no anyway. He said we weren't signing anyone, and then literally 2 days later, we signed Nathan Ake. They literally, in that press conference, he said, are you signing Nathan Ake? And I'm pretty sure he was like, no, we're not interested in Nathan Ake. And then 2 days later, we signed him. So you can't really read into what he's saying too much. But
Akanji as well, isn't it?
Akanji, yeah, the same thing. So I just don't, I don't see it. I seen a screenshot actually of Tiki. Was it Tiki? Yeah. Basically saying that if you're signing someone in January, then something's gone wrong. Your plan for the season, something has gone wrong because you need to go into January to make a change. Now, like I say, we did sign Laporte in January, Cal, and that was a good signing. But I don't see it. I don't see it. I think we'll make all our decisions in summer.
Yeah, no, I agree. He went on to say, our schedule in January is terrible in terms of the amount of games and the quality of the opponents. And just a reminder of our January fixtures. Chelsea away, Chelsea at home, Southampton away, United away, Tottenham at home, Wolves at home, and then potentially another game at the end of that if we beat Chelsea in the cup, I would believe, or Southampton in the cup. I think there's another cup game basically at the end of the month. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at them as well, man. They're massive games.
Yeah, bro. It's big to miss. Big, heavy games.
It is heavy. Nick Saunders coming with the member chat. Yes. By the way, remember, guys, if you're a member, Xtra Club member, whether you're gifted or not, You get one free member chat a month. So if you've not used it, you can click on the $ in the chat and it should say free member milestone chat. If you can't see that, it means you've already used it. Nick Saunders with his member chat says Edison, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, Rodri, Bernardo Silva, KDB, Foden, Haaland and Grealish. Phillips need to be on the bench. Also wanted Rico Lewis to play, really, though. Interesting. I think we'll come on to the because we'll come on to a predicted 11 in a second, but our team's decent.
Yeah, it's good to see that.
Pep Guardiola on Alvarez. A lot of people asking about Alvarez. When's he back? You know what I mean? And all this kind of stuff. Well, he said this. He said, what a privilege it is to manage him. All of us, we are so incredibly happy for him. It's like Messi. He has to win the World Cup to get the credit or to go into a position he deserves. Argentina could have lost on penalties against Holland, against France, and wouldn't be champions, and they'd be exactly the same outstanding players. Julian, of course, he's completely different. He doesn't need to play or win the World Cup for us to know who he is. Of course, for him, though, it's unbelievable for his age already to be a World Cup champion. Thanks to Argentina, he'll come back to Manchester City a better player. That's magnificent for us. We'll see what happens day by day, but he's important with this amount of games, injuries, whatever. To have Julian is just so important. So obviously Pep loving the fact that Julian Alvarez and Argentina won the World Cup. Obviously predicted it as well. It's good, isn't it? It's good, you know. I do agree. I think he'll come back a better player.
It's mad though, isn't it, when you think about it? Like, the guy's 22 years old or whatever it is. I think he's 22. And he's won a World Cup. That is, like, I know Mbappe's done that and stuff, but still, he's 22 years old, won a World Cup. That is insane. Like, that is insane. And yeah, like Pep said, I think he'll come back better, he'll come back stronger. And I don't want him to get. It's a weird one with Alvarez because I kind of would have liked him to stay under the radar for a bit longer, to get himself embedded in at City a bit more. Whereas now he's in the limelight, bro. Bear fans talking about him. Bear teams talking. Do you know what I mean? Don't matter what team you support. Loads of them talking about Julian Alvarez and how good he is now. Whereas I think pre World Cup, he was a bit more subtle about it. So like now, it brings in the added pressure for him to start games. Yeah. Well, that's only a good thing for City, though. It is only a good thing for City in the sense of it's going to be a good competition for Haaland and obviously good competition for the team. Like if we put him on the wing and stuff. However, I think long-term City, I feel like it could. I just don't want it to disrupt anything and Alvarez decide that he wants to leave. That's my only concern with the Alvarez situation about him getting good so fast.
I think he's going to start. He's going to start the Southampton game. He'll probably start the Chelsea game in the cup. You know what I mean? He'll be subbed on. He's going to get a lot of minutes. It's just a lot of them are coming from the bench.
But I just kind of hope Pep can find a system that puts Alvarez and Haaland into the team, and it's something that we spoke about pre-season. That'd be nice to see that. I just hope that maybe that's a possibility, and if it's not, then it's not, and then we have to deal with it. Do you know what I mean? But it just, wishful thinking.
I know. Con Robbo, yes, using his member chat 6 months. Thank you very much for the support.
Yes, Con Robbo, mate.
Appreciate that, man. Says very off topic, but how much are tops at classic football shirts in town? Vary, depend on rarity and condition.
You can go pick up some in there for like 20 quid.
Yeah, but it depends.
But it does range to like, you know what I mean? You can get some also that are like 170. In fact, the long sleeve 11-12 season when we were in the league, the long sleeve version of that, if you like, that is well expensive. And I remember, bro, last day of the season, they were going for like a tenner outside of the ground. They were like, they were getting rid of it now. They're like 170 quid for a long sleeve 11-12 kit. I'm like, as if.
Makes sense. Conrad says confident but not complacent. Their squad is massively impacted at the moment. Obviously talking about Leeds squad. Absolutely. Hamadness, yes, coming in with a super chat. Thanks a lot, bro. Says yes, Bray. Have you seen the news on Leao coming to City? I personally love him at our club, especially when we lack a proper left winger. I've seen a few rumours about Leao. Obviously, he's only got 1 year left on his contract come the end of the season, so I do think you'll be able to get him for a reasonable price. We've already seen reports that City are very interested in him. He is right-footed, but plays on the left. So could you then play him on the right-hand side? You say we don't have a left winger, but we have Grealish, we have Foden. We both play there. So if Mahrez ends up leaving in the summer or in 2 years or whatever, because he's coming to the end of his career, isn't he? So we'll be leaving soon. Where do we go? So I think that debate, the winger debate, is very similar to the fullback debate. I could put a poll in the chat and say, do we need a left winger or a right winger? and you get people disagreeing. I could do the same with the fullbacks, and people would disagree. Depends on what your feeling is on the way that the team plays. Depends on whether you believe that we should sign a winger, a left winger, or a right winger, left back, right back. It's very interesting. But I do like Leao. It's one of them, Leao. Like, I like him. He's got the traits. He's got the stuff that I'm looking for in a winger. But when I've seen him, I'm not being.
Well,
impressed, man.
You're right. He looks good, right? And I think most time I've seen him is when I've been with you. It looks good, but he's not. There's something in it. There's just something where I've not gone, oh my God, get this guy still. I'm still not at that point yet of, I'm like full send the Leao hype train. Like, if you said to me right now, Rafael Leao or go re-sign Sane, I'd re-sign Sane because I'd get more gas for re-signing Sane. I don't know why, but and man's been in Manchester for time now. He's been in Manchester for like over a week. What's he doing, innit? He's you know what I mean? We need to get Sane, bro. That's the way, innit? Because Sane has that factor about him. The wow factor. I don't know if I've not seen enough of Leao to know if he's got that yet. Like, he probably does. Yeah. I mean, he scored a world in the World Cup, but Sane for me.
For real. Guys, make sure you drop a like on the stream. I'm with 30 likes away from 200, so make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Make sure you're using code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout at manscaped.com for your 20% off and free international shipping off in your entire basket. So go check it out. Jugger is making use of his member chat. Yes, bro. Says yes, free chat. Haaland will score 4 goals minimum. Fucking hell, that'd be decent. And Dopa with the 5 says, all I'm saying, Sane was literally in the locker room taking pics with the guys. He wants to be back in City Blue full send.
See, it just makes sense. It just makes sense. The guy was dying to pull on a City shirt. He'd have loved it.
The thing is with Sane, right? He's obviously made the move to Germany, and I just think that, like, obviously his mother was reportedly, he was one of the driving factors behind him going back to Germany.
Didn't he want to raise his family over there as well? Like basically, he wanted to do that over there.
I'm not 100% sure, and I think that basically his sort of entourage or whatever you call him believe that they could make him the star of Germany. Because
obviously Robin retiring and that and all that going on. Yeah. And Ribery getting off. I reckon they thought, right, Sane, you can be the new Bayern star boy, and it's not really worked out like that, has it?
I don't think it is as well, because one, there's a couple of things that I feel like they've massively sort of either underestimated or just didn't take into consideration. And of course, this is all speculation, right? But I'm biased, so I'm going to say this. One is that no one really watches the Bundesliga. The Bundesliga is not, it's not a very highly watched league because it's a dead league. You already know the outcome of the league before it even starts, right? And people will say, oh, well, City, blah, blah, blah. We've won 4 out of the last 5. Yeah, we've won a couple of them by a single point. You know what I mean? Not like Bayern when they win it by 15 points. So that's one, that you just don't have the visibility on the league. 2, again, I feel like they've sort of failed to take into consideration that other players might come through the league or Bayern Munich that might be more exciting. So you got Musiala. Everyone's talking about him now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so again,
he's
taking the limelight.
Yeah, he's the new star boy kind of thing, Musiala, isn't it? And everyone's talking about him. And the thing is with Musiala as well, he's doing bits in numbers. Like, I know Sane's had a bit of revitalization over there, but he is doing bits like Musiala, next level kind of thing, where people saying he's the next best thing. So again, that also pushes Sane to the back of the queue to be the main driller. And when it got Mane and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? It's not worked out the way that it was intended. And I've seen people as well saying that he's a Bayern fan. And then, I've seen that he's a Bayern fan. I've seen that when he was leaving City. So I get that. But I don't feel like the people surrounding should have been like, look, it's a massive risk going here. But he wanted to go. And I guess, end of the day, as a footballer, he probably backed himself to be that star boy. I think it just didn't work out for him.
No. So, I would not be surprised if he ended up getting off there. And final point is that Bayern Munich don't really have the funds to buy the top players. So he's not getting to Champions League late stages. I know we've not won it yet, and people will say, yeah, Bayern won it better. But they got to the quarterfinals the last 2 years. You know what I mean? City are going to be getting to semi-finals, finals on the reg now, you know what I mean? Because of our squad and our manager. So I just feel like it's not quite worked out. And it wouldn't surprise me, it really wouldn't, if the guy ended up leaving there in the next couple of years. What's his contract situation?
I'm not
2025.
sure. Is he 2025?
So,
I thought it was 2027.
2 years. 2 years left of this summer. Which
Oi,
is funny,
get him! We need to get him, bro.
We sold him with. Did we sell him with 2 years on his contract or 1 year?
No, because remember we had 2 years and he got injured for a season, didn't he? So then it went down to a year. I think that's what happened. And then we sold him for, was it 50 mil or something?
Yeah, 50 million euros.
Because he got injured in the Community Shield, didn't he?
Yeah.
Binned him.
It'd be interesting to see if we got him back, because the thing as well that people would need to remember, he'd be a completely different player. He's been playing right wing for Bayern Munich.
Yeah.
He never did for City. You know what I mean? He must have
Still no. He had such a bro, Sane was unreal. Sane was how old is he, bro? Like 26. Bro, I want it. Bro, I swear, right, if someone like Arsenal, because we remember Arsenal being interested, if someone like Arsenal or a different Premier League team went in for him and got him, I would be fuming. I'd be so upset. I'd be so upset. I don't want to see that.
Yeah, it would be wild. Right, let's start with a predicted 11 then for tonight's game. City taking on Leeds at Elland Road. Huge game. We do have a great record against them last season, winning 11-0 on aggregate. However, the season before, we failed to win in either game. You might remember the one at the Etihad. It was a painful last minute goal.
Dallas?
Yeah, I think it was actually. Just it was similar to the Brentford one where we just pushing and get caught. Right, let's go with the starting 11. A lot of people asking about goalkeeper. I do think you'll see the return of Ederson today. You know what I mean? Ortega played really well against Liverpool, but this is the Premier League. And so long as Ederson's back and he's fit and he's looking good in training, I see no reason why Ederson will not start.
All right, Ederson will be straight back in. Johnny Lara says that, Paul, 218 votes on the Sane Aliao and 74% is Sane, so I'll end that because everyone's definitely going to say Sane anyway. Right, so start at right back.
So this is a very, very interesting one. Who was it before he put the
Rico Lewis?
Nick Saunders, yeah. So here we go, right. So you got to look at Kyle Walker. Obviously, he got injured. Bad injury really didn't really help us out. And that's I think we didn't look great. You know, if you look at look at our two losses, they both came when Walker wasn't in the team. Kyle Walker is back now though. So he was on the bench for the Liverpool game the other day. Didn't come on. He played. How many minutes did he play in the World Cup this year?
He played quite a bit in the World Cup, didn't he? He played against France as well in the last game. Did well against Mbappe.
Got the stats here. So World Cup, where is it? So he played 57 minutes on the 29th of November against Wales. Okay, so that was nearly a month ago tomorrow. He then played 90 minutes on the 4th of December, and he played 90 minutes on the 10th of December. So he's played 2.5 games in the last month. He's not played any match minutes for 2 weeks. You know, what are we thinking here? Because at the end of the day, you know, he's got to play tonight or against Everton because he's got to be ready for the Chelsea game, man. So surely he's played two and a half games in the last month for England. You know, unless he's picked up another knock or unless he aggravated it against France, which I've not heard anything that he did. Surely he has to play. So I think you've got to play for him. Maybe if you just give him an hour, bro, and then bring on Rico Lewis after an hour. Surely you have to play Walker.
I back the full send of starting Walker. I think Walker needs to start this game. I don't see a situation where he doesn't either. He needs to get back into it, bro. He needs to get back into swinging things here. Do you know what I mean? I get he had the World Cup and that, and he got back fit for that. But now it's time to turn attention to City. Give him an hour, 70 minutes, something, whatever it is. Bring on Rico Lewis, get Rico Lewis more game time. Pending we are winning at that point. I think it'd be a weird substitution to make if we're like losing 1-0 or something. But gotta be Walker. Centre backs then. We know that Ruben Diaz is out for a very important period of time as well. During all these difficult games. So Ruben Diaz is out, which only leaves... I swear we can never have all... It's great having all 5 centre-backs, right? But we never have them all at the same time, innit? Like, that's like... Which is
why you need 5 centre-backs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think when we signed the 5th centre-back, I remember saying, like, when you're Man City and you go for every single trophy. Because this is what some fans don't realise. Because I remember when we signed Akanji, and I seen some opposition fans say, "Oh, City are signing a bare centre backs and that." That's because we try and win every trophy. Look at our teams that we put out for Carabao Cups. Look at the team that we put out for the FA Cup. We go strong. We want to win every single trophy. If you look at other teams, they'll completely change the squad and the team, and they'll play bare academy players. And granted, that's great, getting academy players in, and I am disappointed that we don't play more academy players, blah, blah, whatever. But the ultimate aim of this football club is to win as many trophies as it can. And that's why you need a big squad. And, especially when you play on such a high line, you are more susceptible to muscle injuries. So I think you need 5 subs. As you say, Diaz out for 6 weeks. Not great. What are you saying here?
Well, if you was to go off what we were saying before about Leeds' press, it'd help having, obviously, us keeping the ball on that. It'd help having good ball playing centre backs on the pitch. John Stones is a very good, obviously one of the best. Laporte is kind of like that hybrid. I think them two, I've seen a lot of people in the chat saying about having Stones and Laporte in there. And I can kind of back that. Akanji didn't have the best of games last time he played. So I can back Stones Laporte. If they're pressing us, 2 players that aren't going to shit the bed, probably Stones Laporte, because they're quite cool and calm on the ball.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Stones and Laporte. I think Ake could play, and I think Ake would be all right. He's got the pace and that. You know what I mean? He's decent on the ball, but I just think for this game, I'd like to see Stones and Laporte. And I think actually, when you go through the team today, you're going to see something that we've not seen in a long time, and it's for me probably our strongest 11. Now you could argue, this guy may not suit this particular game, but in terms of just like an 11, probably quite strong. So yeah, I back that. Keep the ball. Both pretty fast. I mean, they're not slow. Left back, Cancelo. Surely has to throw Cancelo in there.
He's back, so gotta be Cancelo season.
Yeah, we've not heard anything in the press conference about a potential illness or injury to Cancelo, so get him back in there. Midfield, obviously, Calvin Phillips is going to be needed at some point in the season. He's not going to be ready for tonight to start, so it's going to be Rodri to start, you'd expect, so get Rodri in there. The only one, really, that you could sort of argue about here is who partners Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah, because Kev will play there, so it's basically it's whether you go Bernardo or Gundo in that mid. That's the only options, isn't it? It's Bernardo or Gundo season. Now, Gundogan had a really, really, really weird game last time against Liverpool. The weirdest game because he was mint but shit at the same time. And he was losing the ball a lot. And now if we're going on the sense that we need to keep hold of the ball and have crisp passing in that, Gundogan hasn't really lined himself up very well for that. And Bernardo's someone who brings energy in that midfield and keeps the ball.
Mm-hmm. I think we need to poll this one, but I'm going to do a poll right now. Bernardo. What would you do, bro?
I'd do Bernardo. Personally. I'd full send Bernardo into it. On the basis that Gundogan frustrated me last time, but even though he was good. He was good, he was good, but bad. So I'd like to full send Bernardo, personally. It is a difficult one, though. I can see it going either way.
The only reason that I back a Grealish here is that if you do manage to set one of them free, Grealish for me is the better creator. His stats prove that over the years. I think his balls in behind are probably a little bit better than Bernardo Silva's for me. But with the energy and the intense press that you're probably going to get from Leeds, it does sort of, I don't know, it depends. In terms of the overall game, I probably want Bernardo in there. But in terms of chance creativity and goals from midfield, you want Gundogan. So I think it's a very, very difficult one. The chat is quite
it's very one-sided.
So whack Bernardo in there. We will go with the...
we'll go with the chat. He's up there.
While you do that, yes, Hugh Murray coming in with a 28 months gold badge. Yes, bro.
Yes, Hugh.
Had a good Christmas, brother. Says, Leroy spent his Christmas in Manny. That's weird. It is a little bit strange.
It is weird.
But obviously his girlfriend is from Manchester, so...
Yeah. Still, though... Nah, it's weird, man. It's weird. I'm telling you, it was January signing of Leroy Sané.
But you know what we should do? We should start the. What we'll do, we'll get the permission from the chat, right? So people can't slag us off. But do you know when we started the Serge Gnabry hype train?
Yeah, Seaside Gnabry.
We should start a Sane one.
Yeah, because we forced City to basically clarify that we were not in for Serge Gnabry because me and Lewis were full sending it. I'm pretty sure it was only me and you full sending it at that time, and then we had the whole chat on a hype thing. And then City came out on the press conference literally the next day and was like, "Yeah, this isn't happening." So we need to do it again. We need to do it again with Sane. Full send it for this transfer window, and say, yeah, I mean, and so basically, until the club says no, we will keep going.
Jugger with his super chat as well, talking about the front line. He wants to see Grealish, Haaland, and Phil Foden trio. Well, let's go on to that then. So stick Haaland up top, bro, because unless he's feeling mega pain by the start of the game, he'll start there. So here's the big question. Now, let me just make a few devil advocate cases.
Oh, by the way, just before we throw someone in there, we've made a Christmas tree and it's Christmas. Look at the formation there. What a Christmas tree that is. Merry Christmas, everyone. Carry on.
That's actually pretty bad. Right, Riyad Mahrez, right? You all like to slag him off, but let me hit you with some factual stats, right? How many games was it? Last like 4 or 5 games, yeah? He scored a goal against Liverpool in the Cup, right? He scored a goal against Chelsea in the Cup. He scored against Southampton in the league. Didn't score against Brighton, so that's one that he didn't. That's 3 in 4. And he also scored against Seville in the Champions League. So he scored 4 in 5, Riyad Mahrez. So Riyad Mahrez, 4 goals in 5 games for Manchester City against Chelsea and Liverpool, including them two as well. I'm just making a case here for Riyad Mahrez, man, because you all like to shoot him down too much, but I'm gonna shout him out there and be like, I think, and I said this, I was backing him, yeah. I think that he's actually been mad unlucky this year. I think he's been crazy unlucky. I think he's been getting way too much stick off people, and I think Riyad is back, man. I think he's back. I think he's gonna be bagging.
I get it, right, and I get it, and I could. If the lineup tonight comes out and Mahrez is starting, I ain't gonna complain at all. Yeah, and you can see there's a but coming into this part of it. But Liverpool game first half, a lot of people were calling for Riyad Mahrez to be off, and but the thing is, he does get the goals in that. But then, as a team, would people not prefer to see something else? Is my kind of my question in it, because I can deal with the fact that Mahrez slows it down a bit, but it's something definitely isn't right with him this season. And it might be just a case of luck, bro. Do you know what I mean? Luck happens in football. You know what I mean, so maybe it is that thing, but I don't know. I love Mahrez, so I'd be happy to put him in.
And as Chris Paulson
he scored again.
Now, he's in form.
Yeah. So do you know what I mean? It makes sense. The thing is, though, with Mahrez in form, it would make sense for Pep to then drop him, because that is a Pep thing to do. That's pure. Mahrez could have the best game of his life, score a hat trick and everything, 10 out of 10 performance. The next game, Pep would drop him because he's just weird. So I can back a full send Mahrez in the right wing. I can back it, bro. I just think people have to allow it and not get frustrated with him, because
4 goals in
he can get goals. He can get goals.
4 goals in 5 games, bro. Do you know what I mean? And the game that he didn't score, Brighton, he actually should have scored in that game as well. So I just think he's looking dangerous. Okay, yeah, like the Liverpool game, he might be a little bit quiet, but then boom, he can pop up. And if he gets a chance, he's actually very, very good at finishing. You look at our top goal scorers over the last few years; he's always been at the top.
Yeah, of course, he's always in and around that place, bro. Because man bags.
And I just think, what's he on this season? 5 goals, 5 goals and 1 assist in 980 minutes. You know what I mean? That's a goal every other game for a winger.
The only caveat to having Mahrez is slows down the game a bit. That's the only caveat.
Grealish. Grealish does exactly the same thing.
Yeah, Grealish is the same thing. Hence why no one likes the Grealish and Mahrez starting together, because it slows the game down too much. But yeah, that's only a caveat. I'm fine.
Should we do a poll for this one? Right wing poll?
Yeah, because it's
I'm voting Mahrez, by the way, but I want to see what the chat's saying. Mahrez, who are your options? Mahrez,
Foden, Palmer, maybe. But I don't know. I've not seen anyone mention Palmer.
Right, we'll put the chat in there. You guys can let us know what you think in the chat. Craig Bradley, member for 16 months. Thank you very much for the support, Craig. Says, I still don't have confidence in Grealish. I prefer Foden and Mahrez with Grealish off the bench. He needs to earn his place. Well, that'd actually be my starting 11. Well, front wingers as well, Craig. Jaden, member for 2, says, if you could sign one right back in January, who would it be?
Right back?
No idea. I probably wouldn't sign a right back.
I wouldn't, yeah. Unless for some reason Reece James has a transfer request.
Yeah. And Anakin Skywalker says, yes, Brez. # C sign Sane. That's the driller, bro.
That's the one, Anakin, mate.
Right, okay. It's very, very close at the moment. There's nearly 700 people in the chat, but there's only nearly 200 votes. And right now, Mahrez and Foden are both on. Well, Mahrez is doing 46% and Foden's on 45%. Now it's just switched round. So I'll give you a couple more seconds to cast your vote. Mahrez or Foden.
That's close, that.
Wing.
There's loads of people in the chat. Close. You all need to vote, innit?
Now, bearing in mind, if you are voting Foden right wing, then you're probably going to have to play Grealish left wing. So, you can't have Foden right wing and left wing. Make sure you drop a like on the stream if you've not done so already, guys. We're on 230 likes, 700 people in the stream. Let's get those likes past 250. 20 people, please hit that thumbs up button, man. Get us past 250 likes. Just helps the channel grow on that. And if you do want to become an Extra Club member like Jaden, like It's Only Adam, Chris Paulson, Dash, Hads Aslan, Megan Rocks, the link is in the description. You do help support the channel, and you obviously get the free member chat. Foden's taken the lead by quite a bit now.
Yeah, he's on the 49%. By the way, I just seen quite a few people saying that Reece James, like Megan there, Reece James is injured again. I just seen someone else say as well, Chris Paulson ripped Reece James. As if,
yeah, he's out for time.
Yeah, I forgot, innit? Because he got injured just before the World Cup, didn't
he? Yeah.
That's mad, that, bro. That could be bad for Reece James, that recurring injuries in that.
Yeah, he needs to sort it out. It's Only Adam, member for 15 months. Yes, bro. Thanks for the support, man. Says, yes, boys. Reckon Haaland bags 2 tonight. No celebration in respect for his hometown Braze. Yeah, that's actually very true.
I don't think he celebrates tonight. No. The guy loves Leeds. Like, the guy was literally pictured wearing Leeds stuff. Do you know what I mean? He was getting about that Leeds joggers on and stuff like that. So, for as much as City fans were saying he's a City fan, there was also the case of he's a Leeds fan, because
he'd be both, innit? You know what I mean? His dad's played for both.
Yeah, dad played for both, and he was around that time. So,
and you got to also remember, right? Yeah, these players, when they're footballers, they're not like us. They're not like fans. Like, they do support the team and that. No, I'm pretty sure if Leeds win, I'm pretty sure he'll be happy in that. But he's not. It's a different feeling because he's a professional athlete. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Right, I think we should end the poll now. Phil Foden's just got over half of the votes. So Phil Foden is going to be playing right wing, which means no real conversation. Grealish will be playing left wing, which is what Jugger wanted in the chat, but not what Craig wanted in the chat. I actually agreed with Craig. I wanted to see Mahrez right wing, Foden left, and Haaland up top, and then maybe bring Grealish off the bench. However, it looks, according to you guys, like you want to see Phil Foden right wing and Grealish left wing, which completes the starting 11.
Now, the good thing about this is, I was just about to say this, Dash, mate. The good thing is, and this could be like a jinx in itself, because all these stats usually do jinx when you want it to come true. But Grealish hasn't lost for City when he started for City this season.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And of course, he got that great sort of relationship with Erling Haaland. Of course, as well, if there is space, maybe he could get a stat today, bro.
He might be able to get a stat. And the thing is, like you say, he'll create space for Erling Haaland with the fact that he'll drag 2 players to him. He has really good link up with Bernardo Silva. The only one there that probably you'd say is a bit of a mismatch is the Cancelo Grealish, because them two don't really, they seem to clash a little bit. And I think that's because Cancelo would prefer to be putting the balls in. I reckon Cancelo just backs himself more than what he backs Grealish. Like, a bit of arrogance there, but it doesn't really work too much with the Grealish Cancelo. But I mean, you need to give it more time, even more time. But yeah, like I say, Haaland scored more goals with Grealish on the pitch than not. So I'm fine for it. There's clearly something. There's 100% clearly something. He does bring things to the team. He just doesn't bring stats. Just doesn't bring stats. They're just the play of the team, isn't it? Like, It'd just be nice. It'd just be nice, bro, innit, for the stats to then be back. So if you look at Almiron, bro, he's basically Almiron's like a revamp, and then I mean, it'd be nice for Grealish to get these stats, and it's definitely frustrating for him because he speaks about it quite a lot nowadays. So it's definitely something that he's got in the back of his mind. And I feel like that in itself makes it worse. How many times, over the past few times that we've seen Grealish play for City, has he got into a position where he could shoot and he either skies it and bottles it, or he'll pass because he doesn't back himself?
Pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, guys, he's under the pressure, but he gets paid a lot of money to be under that pressure at the same time, so I can understand people's frustration.
Yeah, no, for sure. And I agree. I like the team, though. I think that team's very strong.
I like it.
I think if we play that team, I do think that team should go on and win the game because it's incredibly strong. And you've got to also remember, guys, Leeds are really struggling with injuries and that. They've got a lot of late fitness tests today. So when the actual team comes out, it might not be as bad as they might believe it might be right now. But yeah, I went on the injuries yesterday, and it's I don't fucking know what's going on at Leeds United, man. I don't know whether they need a new physio or something, but they're fucking play there. Their injury list is absolutely huge.
I wonder if it's because of the way that they play with the mad press that people are just pulling up, getting more injured, like because they full send, innit?
Maybe. Craig, yes, we're a member for 11 months. Yes, bro. One more for a year. Says,
yes,
I hope you had a
Craig.
good Christmas. Yes, you too, man.
You too, Craig.
Thanks for your message, bro. Right, score predictions, Bray.
Oh, you should be banned from these. You know, you should be banned. We spoke about this, but maybe it's a post Christmas LB. The ban is lifted.
Well, we beat them 11-0 on aggregate last year, but the season before we drew and lost one. So a bit of a mixed record since they've been promoted back to the Premier League.
We look good, bro. We look good against Liverpool, like straight away. I'm gonna go 3-1. I didn't say that. Yeah, I'm going 3-1. We look good, you know.
Listen.
Oh, he's doing it again. He's doing it. Chat, he's doing it.
No, right, before I say this,
bro, Aaron Noonan banned this man from religion. Now he's doing it. Listen. I know what LB's brain is doing. He's going, we should smash these. That's what his brain's doing. So his brain, I can hear the cogs, bro, turning.
Listen, it's like this. When I give these predictions, I don't just give them for like, I'm a rile up the chat. I literally genuinely believe the predictions.
That's why it's the worst, because everyone knows it's coming from a genuine place. You're not doing it for the bands. Like you just jinx it, bro. Do
you want to know I genuinely know what my prediction is tonight.
There should be a poll of do we want to know what LB's prediction is?
I'm gonna say this.
Right.
Leeds United 0. Manchester City 5.
Oh, I fucking knew it! I knew it'd be 5! I knew it'd be 5, bro! Every time you say 5-0! Every time as well! You say 5-0 every time, bro! And it never works!
Yeah, but I'll also say, right, my predictions recently have
been they have been coming in. Yeah, they have been spot on.
I got the Liverpool one spot on. I said 3-2 Manchester City. That came in. I also predicted Argentina to win the World Cup. That came in. I'm pretty sure I got the Chelsea one near about spot on. I know I got the Brentford one right in it. But listen, I looked at that team that's on the screen right now. That team, in my opinion, beats Leeds United. And with the injuries that Leeds have and the pressure that City are under to get this job done and get the win, and with Haaland smacking him in for fun right now, I just think there's no stopping it. I think we win 5-0, man. I mean, I think Leeds are a very good team, but I think with the injuries they've got, that's going to be really tricky. So I'm gonna hit that 5-0 July.
I back it. If do you know what I mean? Like, I back it, but the thing is though, I it's funny because I can get away with this kind of stuff. I say 3-1 or anything like that. If we lose it, I'm not the jinx. But that's because when I say something like 3-1, you've always gone 5-0. Like you've always gone above and beyond. But like I say, I think there'll be goals in the game, especially with the chances that we had against Liverpool. I think there'll be goals in the game. We look good against Liverpool. I think we'll hopefully look just as good tonight. And
Tyler Adams again for Leeds.
If it's 5-0, bro, maybe the curse is done. Or maybe if we just win, maybe the curse is done.
Listen to this, bro. Listen to this. Sinisterra out injured. Tyler Adams suspended. Patrick Bamford late injury test. Somerville late injury test.
Oh, that's the Donny in it
Rodrigo,
who
the
scores.
striker, late injury test. Liam Cooper late injury test. Klitsch virus late injury test or late fitness test. Jack Harrison late injury test. Meslier should be fine.
Jesus Christ.
And Dallas out, bro. They've got bare players out.
I actually didn't know they had that many injuries. That's pretty mad.
Look at this team. Look at the team that's on the screen, guys. You know what I mean? That team is phenomenal.
It is unreal.
Ron Wolf. In fact, we've got a couple.
Yeah. The prodigal fraudson. Yes. Says Sane isn't the same anymore. Doesn't work in defence either. Can't afford that with Haaland already. Hashtag don't go back to your ex, no matter how rosy it may seem. Yeah, there will be a mix of fans who are like, nah, don't go back for it. And I think personally, like on a realism thing, I don't think City will go for it. I don't think Pep would go back. But you know what I mean? It's just the City fan in me kind of just wants the nostalgia. MCFC Jugger. Yes. MCFC Jugger says 4-1 Haaland. 4 goals and an Edison own goal.
Edison own goal.
How does a goalkeeper get an own goal? He'd have to whack it into his own net.
Yeah. Oh, it's like the shoot hits the post, hits the goalkeeper, and then goes.
Yeah, like it comes off the back of his head into the net. Yeah. That's what we'll have to. If that comes true, but if that's the first goal as well, I'm gonna be fuming there. Ron Wolf, yes, with 16 months. Yes. Ron Wolf says no. LB, no. Strudels, yes, Strudels forever, right? I thought Strudels, I reckon how Strudels better, isn't it? It's been obviously maybe 5 months, but he's been in the chat for better times. I always used to read it as like Strude is lol, but it's actually just Strudels, isn't it? Like that's groundbreaking.
Strudels lol.
Yeah, but I thought it was an IS, not an LS in it. So Strude is lol, and I was like, what is that? But yeah, it's Strudels lol. Yes, Strudels, mate. We need to beat these. Cost me £25 to park for 5 hours in Leeds the other week, so we need retribution. The guy wants revenge on Leeds because he had to pay a £25 quid for 5 hours.
It's the biggest rip-off in this world, you know. It is
absolutely... Bro, it's terrible.
They don't even do anything. You just have a land and be like, we're going to charge you for putting your car here. And it would be okay if it was like a reasonable price. You know what I mean? You go to Manchester Airport now. Man, take out a bank loan to park the car for like 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The thing is, you go to Manchester Airport and you go through that one-way system. You're forced into paying a £5 straight away. You could go in and go straight back out, innit? Not even stop the car. That I mean, not even stop the car and you're paying a £5. It's mad. It don't make sense.
Doper with a 5 says, I back LB. I think we're due in for a City wombo combo, full send, 5-0.
I love the words wombo combo. A City wombo combo. I'll say that later, innit? Yes, I'm Doper. Appreciate the super chat.
When was the last time we got like a big win, man? Let me have a look.
Was it against United? 6-3.
Fixtures by day. Here we go.
Oh, I feel like there might be one after that, actually.
Let's have a look. We got the Copenhagen, which was 5-0 at home, and Southampton, which was 4-0 at home. Since then, we've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games without scoring 4 goals. So I think it's coming, man. It's coming. Teams like charged up, you know. And I reckon we're going to do it, man. I reckon we're going to do it. I think the injuries to Leeds is going to help us. But who knows? You know what I mean? Maybe the thing is, I'm looking at their injury list, right? And a lot of their injuries are having late fitness tests. So you never know. They could all just pass the fitness test and then we're playing a very strong Leeds team. But on the flip side, they might all fail it. And then we're playing a very weakened one. So we don't really know what's going to happen. But
interesting when that team news comes out. That's why I need to be with us straight away and get a notification bell so you know exactly when we go live, because team news will be popping. And that's when, that's usually the time of day when everyone kind of shits himself a little bit, or everyone's very chill. So, like saying, we might be. It's going to be mad if all them injuries that you said, bro, they don't pass all in fitness tests, because that is a lot of players.
Yeah, no, for sure. Right, there you go then. Predicted 11's done. Predicted scoreline done. We've gone through all the comments. I think that's pretty much it. We're obviously doing our live watch along tonight. We'll be getting started at around 7 p.m. It's already scheduled. The stream will automatically redirect you over to the watch along. So when you get redirected, do us a massive favor, smash the likes up rapid. It gives us a massive boost for the start of the stream. Make sure you turn on your notification bell so when we go live tonight at 7, you can get in there and get all that team news reaction will we be right with that starting 11? Will Rico Lewis start? Will it be Walker? It'll be very interesting to see. Will Calvin Phillips be on the bench, and who is going to start in those wing positions? Massive shout out to the guys at Manscaped. We'll leave you with the ads. Leave us with loads of spam in the chat. Then go smash a like on the watch along. And we'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Be there, man. See you in a bit.
To the bits.
85% of partners prefer a man who is groomed below the waist, and 96% of partners think bad grooming is a major turn-off. That's where Manscaped have come in to help us all out, including myself, lads. The Lawnmower 4.0 is a trimmer specifically designed with our crown jewels in mind. It has skin-safe technology to reduce those nicks and cuts and gives you the maximum confidence while trimming below the waist. It's also IPX7 waterproof rated, so you can operate in wet or dry conditions. It has a premium 7,000 RPM motor with quiet stroke technology and a massive 90-minute battery time, which is supported by its wireless electromagnetic charging function. With the Performance Package 4.0, you'll get the Crop Reviver with witch hazel and powerful odor defense. This keeps your balls protected after a good shave. Crop Preserver with its soothing aloe vera and advanced quick absorbing cream, keeping your balls feeling fresh and hydrated. And the Weed Whacker to trim ear and nose hair. The Performance Package 4.0 has everything you need to keep you the most groomed man in the room. Use our code XTRA20 XTRA20 at checkout and you'll save yourself 20% off your order and receive free international shipping.